Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and let's talk about microtransactions in Fallout 76. I do have to say that after QuakeCon 2018, I'm looking much more forward to Fallout 76 than I originally was. It's amazing what happens when your questions get answered. Crazy concept, I know. During this gigantic info dump, we had learned that there is this thing called a perk card pack that you unlock every 5 levels in Fallout 76, and when you open up this perk card pack, you get an assortment of perk cards alongside a stick of gum. The worry when you see packs in any type of video game is that you are going to be able to buy this with real money. So the discussion overall came up about microtransactions in Fallout 76. Now Pete Hines did confirm that you can only unlock these perk card packs through leveling up. And what's even more cool, I had pointed this out in my character system analysis, is that it was unlocked through a challenge. So there's going to be some type of challenge menu within Fallout 76, so that's actually pretty exciting. But like I said, since the microtransaction discussion came up, a lot of people were talking about why they're in Fallout 76. Is it good? Is it bad? In what form are they coming? And we do know for a fact that they are coming in a cosmetic form. So the way I think of it, if we want a really modern example, is like Fortnite skins. That's pretty much what it's going to be. I imagine what's going to happen is almost like in Elder Scrolls Online. We're seeing a lot of similarities between these two in the terms of business models. Is ESO, you can wear armor that gives you the stats that you want, and then you can put on what's called a disguise or a costume, and that overlaps your armor, and they're usually some of the more cool outfits that you can access. And these cool outfits are just for pure cosmetics only. It's not about the stats, because the stats are the armor you were originally wearing, just sometimes that doesn't match or look cool enough for you. Now the debate is endless on whether or not this type of microtransaction is acceptable. However, there is one fact with Fallout 76, and that's that it leads to the years of free DLC that Bethesda Game Studios has promised to us. If there isn't money coming into the product, there's no way they can put out content for us without making us pay for it. Now I don't know about you, the stance for everyone is different, but I don't like the idea of every couple of months or so spending $30 to $40, maybe $25, I don't know how low or high it'll be, on expansion packs or quest packs. I'd rather just have the cosmetic microtransactions there. There will be millions of players in Fallout 76, so if a million people spend $5 each, you do the math, that's a lot of money coming in to Bethesda Game Studios. 5 million to be exact if you didn't know the math. And that hypothetical 5 million can be used in a way to provide free content for people like you, sometimes myself with certain games, or just like I'll take a pass on the cosmetic DLC, and you're just reaping the benefits at that point of endless free content. It's about if the microtransactions get intrusive, if they're forced upon us, and considering they are cosmetic, my hopes will be that there's something that's pushed to the side. However, I do have one concern I want to address. Fallout Shelter was a mobile game that skyrocketed to the top upon its launch. Its big selling point was that it's a game. You don't have to buy the microtransactions, and since the microtransactions were completely optional, folks were opting in because they were so happy with the product they had got. They said, well, I got this amazing game for free, I'll flick $5 Bethesda's way. However, with the addition of new content that came to Fallout Shelter, like the Quantum, waiting absurd amount of times for quests to be done, I started to notice that the game got in the way of itself. Now you could pay for this Quantum with real money and speed up the process to get to a questing area, and that is kind of my fear with Fallout 76. Now there's a completely different infrastructure when it comes to mobile games versus a console RPG. But since they're both coming from the same company, I still think it's worth discussing at the very least. Pretty much the core theme is what I'm saying here is that a microtransaction method ended up becoming intrusive. However, Fallout Shelter is entirely free to play, where Fallout 76 you will be paying $60 to play, and then the content afterwards is supposedly always going to be free. So it's just really a matter of if it's intrusive, how that's all going to work. And I wanted to talk about that entirely because right now we know it is cosmetic, and my hopes are that it won't be intrusive because it's really hard to make cosmetics consistently intrusive. I imagine it'll be something tied into the creation club that's on the main menu, and after that you're in the game world and that's it. But this is how years of free DLC happen, so I want to hear your take on this. Do you like this approach by Bethesda and other game developers, or are there other ways that you think it is possible? Do you appreciate more along the lines of paying for separate expansions and opting into things that catch your interest versus ones that don't? Let me know. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.